The last question I have for you, and I think this is a really good segue into the illusion, the misconception of what hypnotherapy is. I
Mhm.
would love you to give a current definition and at least certainly your own definition of as you're training people through one of the practices of therapy, which is hypnotherapy. And I know you kind of have a lot within your coursework. Maybe help demystify and educate what the heck is this hypnotherapy? What is this practice that you teach?
Yeah. Okay. So if we look from historic perspective, like way back in the ancient Egyptian times, 3,000 years ago, there was hypnosis was being used. Hypnosis is where the therapist was directing the unconscious mind of the client to think and experience the world in certain ways. And so it's a very directive. Over time, that started evolving in part with the work of Sigmund Freud, and then one of his students, Carl Jung, who really started understanding the unconscious mind. And then out of that came Fritz Perls, who developed Gestalt therapy, and then moved into like neurolinguistic programming, which started making that more expanded. And now what the difference is that hypnotherapy is where the conscious mind of the client is in communication with the unconscious mind. And so it's where there is that wise mind connection.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the purpose of hypnotherapy, is to use light to medium states of trance.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the more modern term for hypnotherapy is mindfulness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so mindfulness is that internal experience. Us older people call it trance,
Mm-hmm.
is that inner experience where we have that connection between our emotions, between our thoughts, and between our the wise mind.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's that integration. And so, hypnotherapy is an older term. What it does is it defines the process of integrating both the conscious and the unconscious minds. So that, because change is not just about changing the unconscious mind, because the conscious mind, which is our thinking, logical mind, reprograms the problem if it doesn't follow along and kind of get the lesson as well.
Mm-hmm. Thank
And
you.
so in accelerated emotional release therapy, one of the main reasons that it works is that the client gets to get the lesson, gets to learn about life in a different way, from a different perspective than when they were 3 years old or in birth or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And that my experience has been the beauty of that practice in bringing clients into the wise mind is the level of speed of rapid change. You always you've taught us to always assume that the client can change very, very quickly without expectation, because it can really, really happen when those two minds come together. And I've experienced it both through client work and in myself, where it's literally like downloading a new computer program, and you go through all of the times in your life where you thought one thing and you have a new truth to put over that, and it's like, holy shit, what was I thinking? Pardon the swear, but it's really that. It's worth swearing for.